everyone, it's Becky here. It's a bit of a different video today and obviously a different setting because I'm in Spain and this is my hotel room and I'm just in the middle of packing to go back home to England, so it's quite a depressing day. Today the video is all about my story on epilepsy and how my life has been revolved around hospital appointments, school, college, and just basically all my health. I found this important to share with you because I know there are a lot of people out there who do struggle with epilepsy and different health reasons, and I just wanted to share with you my experiences. Okay, so I first got diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 18 months old, so I was only a little baby. So obviously I can't remember much about it then. Well, actually I can't remember anything at all. But my epilepsy started when I started to experience petamals, which are very mild seizures where it's just like your eyes roll to the back of your head. And sometimes you blank out and you forget what you're saying, because obviously I was so little, I can't remember it. I started off on a medication, Epilin. I was on the medicine form at the time, so obviously I was only young, so I couldn't take tablets or anything. And then I took that up until around 13, and up until around 12, 13, I still had my petamale seizures and my absences. And then it was around the age of 14 when I then went on to the tablet form of Epilin. And then, so pretty much from when I was born to 14, it didn't really affect me much except the eyes rolling and the absences. But the age of 14, 15, I then became really poorly. I was sofa bound all day, every day. I couldn't really move. I struggled to lift my head up. I was sick. I was very weak. I'd faint, and I can remember the ones saying to my mum I felt so poorly. I literally felt like I was going to die, and obviously, luckily, I'm still here. But I think it's just at the time when you feel that poorly and you just get scared and panicked. But so we went to the hospital, and my doctor from Birmingham Children's Hospital, I was at the Manor Hospital before that, but then I got referred to Birmingham Children's Hospital, and they found out what was wrong with me, and I was on the wrong medication. So Epilin was making me really poorly, so then they put me onto Keppra, tablet form again, and for a while that helped. But when I was around 15, so I was in year 9 at school, that's when my big seizures started. So my convulsions, I think the type of epilepsy I have is juvenile epilepsy. I probably should have started with that at the start of the video. But yeah, so that caused me to have big convulsions where, so I'd be walking and I'd keep completely fall to the floor, I'd pass out, lose consciousness, I wouldn't be able to speak, hear, I'd just be flat out on the floor, and my whole body would be jerking. So that's when my first seizures started, my big seizures. And the school wasn't very good with me, they didn't know how to deal with it, so they stopped me going to classes, they stopped me going to lessons, they stopped me going to science because they couldn't put me on a science stall because I was a health and safety risk. Yet they put me in a room by myself with no other teacher. So my mum was up the school every week having a go. But it worked because I then got allowed back into science, but on an exam table. I couldn't sit on the stalls with everyone else. So I was treated quite differently, but luckily I managed to scrape my GCSEs. So my seizures happened from year 9 to year 11 because I was that stressed. That happened 5 times a day at school. So I did miss a lot of school. I probably missed at least 2 days a week because I just didn't want to go into school. I used to get picked on. I didn't get on with my teachers because of how they were. And even my mum accepted the fact that I didn't want to go to school. I tried moving schools, but the school I wanted to move to didn't have any spaces, so they couldn't take me in. So yeah, my seizures got quite bad then. So when I left school, I then started Walsall College to do childcare. And again, like, they died down a bit from school because obviously I had the summer off, and I had like much more study leave than everyone else because the school told me to leave. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I went to college to study childcare because it's what I thought I wanted to do. And then my big seizures were happening like 2-3 times a week. So they died down a lot from school, but they were still happening more than they should. So at this point I was having hospital appointments like 4 to 5 times a year, trying different medications. I then got put onto lamotrigine, which in fact I'm still on now. So in college we went back to the hospital saying, right, okay, something's not working. But then they did like EEG tests, which is like wires on my head, MRI scans, they did loads of tests. They did one where I had to stop in hospital for a week so they could like capture my seizures. And they then diagnosed me with non-epileptic seizures, which I didn't think you could have. So, and also something called hemiplegic migraines, which is like I'm having a stroke. So my right side would go completely numb, my tongue could come out of my mouth and just like sometimes swell. I wouldn't be able to feel my face, I wouldn't be able to move, and it was literally like I was having a stroke. So I was experiencing non-epileptic seizures. My epileptic seizures had died down, but I was also having these non-epileptic seizures which I could faint and sometimes shake with, so they kind of looked similar. And then I'd have my hemiplegic stroke migraines as well. So there was quite a bit going on there. But so I left college because they basically kicked me out, because again there was like school, I couldn't turn up to my lessons, my lecturers, because obviously I was working with children, so I couldn't really do that. So then I kind of had a break from the whole education, and I tried something new, an apprenticeship in a nursery, and I really enjoyed it, but my health was still quite bad. Like, I was still passing out a lot and having a couple of seizures, so I kind of thought at the time, like, this isn't what I want to do anymore, I don't want to work with children, let's just try something new. So I then went to Wolverhampton College to study performing arts, and for me that was my turning point of my health improving, because I was no longer having these big epileptic seizures, I was just passing out. I'd struggle with a bit of numbness, but they got a lot better, and I think that's because my tutors were really good to me. I had great friends to support me. I was doing something that I enjoyed, so I was a lot less stressed, because stress was one of my main causes of my seizures. So I was more calm and relaxed and enjoying what I was doing. So they definitely died down now then. And now I'm in university, and I can honestly say, like, my health has never been better. Like, my seizures have stopped, like my big seizures have stopped. It's just these passing out ones that we need to get control of. I'm still on lamotrigine, but I'm also on something called propranolol, which is also for my hemiplegic migraines and my fainting attacks. But I'm now going to the QE, which is the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. And not so long ago, they told me that I can start to learn to drive, because obviously when you experience seizures, you have to wait a certain amount of time to be able to drive. But they've told me I can drive with precautions. And for me, that was the kind of like click to the head that was like, okay, I'm getting better. So I usually stand myself, I used to feel sorry for myself, and I was like, why aren't I getting better? Why can't I do things that my friends could do? Like, I wouldn't be able to go out with my friends a lot, because if I was tired or if I had a cold, I'd pass out or I'd have a seizure. And my mum obviously was very protective, like she didn't want me going anywhere by myself. And obviously now I still have to be careful, but I can do things more independent. I can like pop to the shop by myself, which I couldn't do before. So I'm happy now where I am, and in a way I'm glad it all happened when I was young, with school and college and like my health, because it's made me the person I am now. So I'm definitely pleased with the outcome of all the support from my friends who knew me when I was young, I was having seizures, to the friends who knew me now in university, and obviously my family who've been there from when I was a baby to still here now. So yeah, like I am getting better, and I wanted to share with you my story, because I know there are a lot of people out there who are suffering with epilepsy, like I said, or some different health concerns, that kind of feel that they have no hope, feel down all the time, feel poorly, feel useless, because I've been there, I felt like that, and I literally felt like there was nothing more I could do to make me feel better. But like the cheesiest saying ever, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And at the start I didn't believe I was getting better, but then when I started like performing arts and stuff that I enjoyed, I was like, right, okay, I'm getting better, and I believe to be the norm in what I want to be. So I just wanted to like reassure you all out there that there is a chance for everyone, and even though you're struggling now, you may not be struggling in the future. So yeah, I'm now 20, I go to university doing drama, I'm learning to drive, I have great friends and family. Yeah, the only thing I can't do at the minute really is work, because I've had a few jobs and I've had to quit because of my health, but money's great, but it's not important. So if there are some of you out there who can't work for any reason, then don't worry, because your health's more important, your life's more important. Money's just money at the end of the day. Yeah, it's nice, but there are ways around it. There are ways around it. So yeah, that was my story on epilepsy, and I kind of hope it made you think, if you are struggling, okay, this could be a chance for me, because it was for me. So thanks for listening.